on Winner Cake All, my friend Guy Fieri.
So we're getting ready to celebrate our 250th episode, and I want to thank the cast and crew. I want the cake to be out of bounds.
The bakers will serve up some sweet successes.
We'll just pile it high.
Oh, wow.
I love a cake that demands that I walk around it.
And some epic cake-tastrophes. Look at Guy.
My dad would love this.
It was everybody's favorite Casey cake of the day.
That's a cake?
Find out who will taste victory on Winner Cake All. Hello, bakers. Bakers, how do you turn an average event into an epic celebration? All it takes is one spectacular cake.
Yes.
Yeah, do it.
That's why we've recruited U4 teams, some of the nation's very best bakers. Today you'll be creating a cake for a major Food Network star. Not me, but feel free to make me a cake anytime you want.
Call me Donna.
The winning cake will be the focal point of an upcoming special event thrown by the chef for his entire cast and crew. Oh, and you'll also win a cool $10,000. But before you can compete for that honor, you must first pass a test, the Decoration Challenge, where you'll construct a cake topper based on a specific theme related to the special event. Excited?
Yes.
Yeah, what is it?
Specific theme.
All right, let's get down to business. From Taco Tuesday to Thanksgiving dinner, my favorite celebrations revolve around food. So I wanted to make that the theme of your first challenge because your client today knows a lot about food. So your task is to create a cake decoration that showcases the ultimate feast. You have 60 minutes to make your feast decorations. And one team, unfortunately, will not be moving on to round 2. Ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Yes? Well, your time starts now.
Get the sketch pad. Okay, so what are we gonna do?
We have to make it fun, bright, colorful, make it exciting.
Feast. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Sally.
And my name is Sherry.
And we're from the Gâteau Shop.
And obviously we're twins.
Meow.
Cat twins. We love cats.
Yeah.
She's the mean one and I'm the crazy one. But we're both nice.
She's the mean one.
Growing up, you know, we didn't have a lot of money, and our way of giving to our friends, we would always bake cakes,
Yeah.
and it was our way of getting creative and, you know, give them a gift. When we think feast, we first thought Mexican fiesta. We always go to Taco Tuesdays. Our idea was perfect. We can use the sombrero as a topper and put all the food around the sombrero.
One taco shell done.
The first thing I have to get started on is the taco shells because it has to harden up and also cut up the chips, which I made out of fondant and gum paste.
I'm gonna start on the Mexican rice, and for that we use rice cereal. And I'm going to use an airbrush to give it that orange and yellow color.
All right, I'm making the nacho cheese right now.
For the nacho cheese, we use yellow ganache. It gives it a realistic texture. It was gooey, looked really warm and shiny like nachos.
Come on, twin. Let's go. Let's go.
So, celebration, a feast, something festive. I'm Steven.
I'm Andrew.
And we own Baking Bros in Lansing, Michigan. We are married. We have been married for just under 5 years.
Did you have to think about that?
I did have to think about it. Baking Bros is known for creating cakes that kind of break the mold in terms of creativity. I feel like that's why people come to us, because they know that they're not going to get this cake from anybody else around.
Let's just do, like, after we got engaged.
Do like sub sandwiches, yeah. So immediately we think back to when we celebrated our engagement by going to get sub sandwiches.
Magic. Magical. See, little boys, you can grow up and be this.
So I'm gonna be in charge of making the buns for the sandwiches, and Andrew's gonna start working on his sub. All right, cheese slices. To make the buns, I take some white fondant and some brown fondant and try and get that fresh baked bun color. I ended up going with kind of a marbleized look. This is too dark. Would it be like pumpernickel?
Yeah, you like wheat.
I'm also gonna start working on the vegetables that are gonna go into my sub. Do you get lettuce on your sandwich?
Yeah. Giada said we're gonna meet a VIP from Food Network, so, you know, the pressure's really on to finish this cake topper and make it to that round.
Yeah. What are those?
Those are like little strips of chicken.
Bakers, you only have 30 minutes left.
I think I'm going to use a little of the brown in here to make it more ivory color.
Yeah. I am Savannah Saliu.
And I'm Judy Dadka, and we run It's My Party Cakery. I'm not only Savannah's boss, I'm her mom.
I usually call her Judy, Judith,
Or
Judy Booty.
we're known best for our sculpted cakes. Ultimately, any cake decorator wants to hear somebody say that can't possibly be cake. Yeah, it's cake, and you can eat it, and I hope you do. I gotta roll these out pretty thin.
Our plan is we're going to make a mountain of breakfast foods.
When my kids were young, I would usually make like a big breakfast feast for everyone. We're going to have a stack of pancakes. You have to have donuts. We're gonna have bacon and eggs on there, strawberries, and all kinds of yumminess. Do you think this is gonna be tall enough, or should I make it one stack more?
I would do more.
For our stack of pancakes, we are going to use rice cereal treats covered in fondant to make it look like the pancakes are stacked on top of each other. Is that my syrup?
Yep.
We are going to use piping gel to look like the syrup on the pancake.
To make the bagels and the donuts, I'm going to use fondant. And then on the donuts, I'm going to put melted chocolate.
Ooh, that looks so good.
The bacon and eggs are going to be made out of fondant as well.
Boom. We gotta hurry.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard to imagine a giant celebration and not include food. I mean, it doesn't exist. And today's client loves feasts like no other. So I think that these cake toppers absolutely need to represent that.
Ooh, it's been cold outside. This stuff's hard because it's been sitting out.
I'm Shannon.
And I'm Andrea.
And we are Cakes by Camille.
Camille is my middle name.
Cakes by Camille is known for its boutique cakery with delicious artistic confections. People will ask, like, do you ever get tired of baking cakes? And I'm like, you would think I would. No.
This is a scrawny little chicken leg.
We have to make a feast topper.
And in Kentucky, nothing says a feast like Grandma's dinner. We're gonna have fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, and you can't have a feast at Grandma's without a fried hoe cake.
Not in Kentucky.
For our chicken legs, I'm gonna make the fried texture on that chicken with crushed bran flakes, and then take that rice treat that I've shaped into the chicken leg and covered in piping gel and roll them in those bran flakes so that those crushed bran flakes look like breading.
And with that piping gel, you can kind of see it a little bit on the base, and it gives it a good greasy look.
What do you think?
I think that's wonderful.
Okay.
Next thing, we're gonna make the tablecloth out of white fondant, and then we'll cut little red squares to place on that.
There's 15 minutes left to finish your fiesta.
Is it sticking okay? Yeah.
Ladies, ladies, ladies.
Hi.
What is it?
Grandma's Sunday dinner.
Grandma's Sunday dinner.
Yes.
I just want to give you a little tip.
Okay.
A topper should have height, verticality.
She makes the observation that it looks a little flat. And that's so true. I hadn't thought of that.
Because if you lay everything flat, they'll dock you a little for that.
There are 4 teams here competing today, and one of us has to go home. What can we do? We have to come up with a plan B to save this topper.
I have no idea.
A topper should have height, verticality.
Okay. She makes the observation that it looks a little flat. And that's so true. I hadn't thought of that. I'll start plating. You make another piece of chicken.
Okay.
So I thought the best way to do that was to make another chicken leg, maybe a little bigger one, and prop it up on the side, you know, to add some height, to make the plate look fuller.
We'll just pile it high.
I know,
just
how
like
to pile up the plate.
Pile it up. So we're gonna work together to get these elements of this topper done. You doing the egg? All right, I'll do the potatoes then.
We got mashed potatoes, the dressed eggs, the greens, and the fried hoe cake.
Please did it like
awesome.
a piece of
I like
cornbread.
that color.
Daddy would be so proud of my hoe cake.
He will. There we go.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes, bakers.
Okay, so I have the cup almost ready. What is breakfast without a cup of joe? For the coffee cup, we're actually going to be using modeling chocolate. In the center, we're going to actually use melted chocolate to make it look like the coffee.
1 minute left, bakers. 1 minute.
That's a hefty sandwich.
We're kind of wrapping this thing up, but it's looking a little bare on the cake.
Yeah.
We're just hoping that the judges see our vision and love it.
And then I'll do the nacho cheese.
I'm so worried about the height thing.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're done, bakers!
I think Granny would be proud.
I think Granny would be proud.
Now the judges will decide which team will go from feast to famine.
Ouch.
Here to decide which teams will move on are our 2 distinguished judges. She's the owner of Bird Bakery, famous for its exceptionally fresh cakes, pastries, and cookies. Say hello to Elizabeth Chambers. He's a self-described food nerd and the founder of Renegade Kitchen. Here's Dan Kohler.
Hi, bakers.
So judges, the theme for round 1 was feasts. Let's go see what the teams created.
Hello.
Stephen and Andrew.
So for us, a feast is celebrating the 2 of us. The night that we got engaged, we went to a local sandwich shop at like 2 in the morning, and we ordered sandwiches, and that's how we celebrated our new life together, if you will.
So this is just all veggies because
I do not eat meat.
Yeah, not a meat eater.
Nope.
I love me some meat, so I have the mystery meat in there because it is from like
Because he can't decide on which meat it's gonna be.
Right, exactly.
I love that you used a simple sugar glaze on some of that lettuce and on the top of the bun so that we're getting some highlights there. The light is catching it. That draws me in.
And I love the sesame seed detail on the top. That was a nice touch.
I love that it's a personal story. If you hadn't told me, however, I wouldn't really know that this is on theme.
This is not a feast. This is a sad lunch when you have no other options.
It's okay, sandwiches. You're fine.
I don't mean it. I do. But for a feast, I just want more. Even potato chips. Give me a side.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Meow.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Meow.
So ladies, do you want to share with the judges what your cake topper theme is?
So we live in Orange County. We grew up on eating a lot of Mexican food. So we have a sombrero and we have nacho chips, rice, beans, and of course, ground beef tacos.
I think this is really embodies a feast. I love you have everything from black beans to nachos to queso, which is, let's be honest, the best part. It's really, really, really beautiful, you guys.
Thank you.
I think you nailed it from a textural standpoint. There are so many different things going on here, and it's really fun to look at. And I love a cake that demands that I walk around it. I do think that the hat could be bigger,
yes,
but you nailed a lot of it here.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Andrea and Shannon, how are you?
This is Grandma's Sunday dinner. It's got all our Southern favorites. My grandpa really liked her fried chicken, so we used a little crushed bran flakes with some piping gel underneath to give it just that touch of greasy look.
Yeah.
And you have to have mashed potatoes and gravy, a fried hoe cake, collard greens, and then the deviled egg and fresh garden tomato in the middle.
I love your interpretation of feast. It's really fun to see this come from a family memory, and that feast is something that you do together.
I don't know if it's because both my parents are from Mississippi, but this is the first time I've been hungry after seeing a feast. Y'all are speaking my language. Yes. What you did with the fried chicken is so great. I love that it has that greasy quality, and I love that it has everything in it that makes it feel like it just came out of the fryer.
Looking at the plate, I love that there's some dimension coming up too. I like that you've stacked 2 pieces of chicken there. It sort of elevates the look of the plate as well. I love some of the realistic qualities you've gotten, but sort of straddling the difference between cartoon and real there. I don't want to have to guess at some of the things on the plate. I love hoe cake. I wouldn't have known what that was until you told me.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jada.
Hello, ladies. Ooh, it looks good. Okay.
To me, breakfast is one of the most important meals of the day, so I like every food group in my breakfast. A little bit of bacon and eggs. We have some delicious donuts. Of course, you have to have your fruit, some toast with jelly, a stack of pancakes, and my cup of joe over here.
Well, like any good mother, you're telling us that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And I think you covered a lot of your bases with your food groups. I love that you gave it the dimension. It could have been really easy just to put the pink donut on the bottom with the rest of them. And I have to commend you on the pancakes. The little dots you did on the pancakes make it so much more realistic.
I'm told I make the best pancakes.
Fake and real ones, right?
When it comes to the donuts, I want even more expansion. I want really round, really full, and maybe a glaze on those.
I would have liked to see a little bit more sheen on the bacon because nobody wants dull bacon. We want greasy, delicious, crispy bacon.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Our judges have to choose one team to send home. They're gonna mull it over, and then we'll call you back. See ya. You made some beautiful bacchanals, but unfortunately, one team has to go. The judges did think that two teams did outstanding work, and they are definitely safe. And those teams are Judy and Savannah, and Sally and Sherry. Congratulations, you guys. So that leaves two of you, Stephen and Andrew. The judges like the textures of the different elements of your hoagies, but they wanted more. It didn't scream feast to them. Andrea and Shannon, your topper had great dimension, and your fried chicken was finger-licking good. But some of your ingredients look realistic, while others looked a little cartoony. So the team that has been eliminated by the judges is Stephen and Andrew. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, look at all of you.
I'm most sad about the fact that the judges won't be able to taste our recipes, and we don't get to make a cake.
I'm telling you, our recipes, they're so delicious.
Never let go. Never.
Congratulations, bakers. You made it to round two. The reason I had you make cake decorations celebrating feasts is because your VIP client is famous for taking big bites.
Oh.
I'm scared.
I know.
Let's take a look at a video message sent to us by my friend, Guy Fieri.
Hey, what's up, Giada, my Vegas sister? What's up, bakers? Thank you so much for doing this. As you can see, we're up here in Flavortown filming great new episodes of Guy's Grocery Games. Everyone say hi. So we're getting ready to celebrate our 250th episode here on Triple G, and I want to find a special cake to thank the cast and crew. Now, this crew been with me since the beginning, so I want the cake to be out of bounds. I'm thinking the cake design should be inspired by all of our favorite Triple G games. Unfortunately, I can't be down there today, but I'm sending two people that I really trust. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with, and neither can they.
All right, so from Guy's Grocery Games, please welcome one of the original judges, Artie Sequeira, and the man who knows Guy the best, his son, Hunter. Hi.
How are you? Good to see you.
Hi, Guy. So I understand that Guy's gonna have a big party on set?
He's trying to put on a little celebration for the 250th episode. So what better way than to do a big cake in representation of Triple G, right?
Artie, Guy mentioned the look of the cake. Tell me about a few of the games.
So some of our favorite games are Food Pyramid, Let It Roll, which is a die, and High-Low Food Wheel. And then I think your dad's favorite, which is Red Light Special. And that's where Guy will get on the little shopper's mic and say,
"Attention shoppers, got Red Light Special, and now you can make it a starring element of your decadent dish."
Great. Yummy.
Yeah.
So, Hunter, what flavors would he like?
He's not a huge dessert person, but when he does have like ice cream, it's always coffee. And he likes fruit. And his go-to fruit is raspberries. Personally, I have not seen him eat many raspberries, but it's raspberries. My dad is super strict about texture. Everything to him is texture. If you can get anything crunchy in there, that would be ideal for sure.
Okay, teams, you're creating a cake to celebrate the 250th episode of Guy's Grocery Games. As always, your cake will be evaluated based on flavor, visual presentation, and technical difficulty. And you also have to make a tasting cake for the judges and your clients. Because in this round, Artie and Hunter will pick the winner. You have 5 hours to make a cake that's out of bounds. Get ready because your time starts now.
All right, so games, Guy's Grocery Games.
Okay, so there's always a grocery cart involved.
I think we do a shopping cart. Okay, we can put Guy on there.
They have
the pyramid,
like the color wheel.
I'm super excited. We could not have had a more animated, colorful client to make a cake for. So when we do this, we're really gonna have to pay attention to details. They have to be spot on to impress Artie and Hunter.
2. The base of the cake is going to be Flavortown Market. That's where it all takes place. And the rest of the tiers represent other Guys Grocery Game games.
All right, I'm about to get the dry ready to mix in with the wet.
Okay. So they told us that Guy really likes coffee and raspberry. We decided that we're gonna make a white chocolate espresso cake with raspberry cream cheese buttercream.
Because Guy loves raspberry, I'm going to add in raspberry jam to this cream cheese buttercream to give it a really fruity raspberry flavor.
We're adding white chocolate bits to our cake batter to give it a good creamy consistency.
Let that white chocolate mix in.
We're gonna make the cake a very thick cake, like almost like a pound cake.
I think it'll bring out the white chocolate flavor.
Yeah, it should.
And we're gonna brush it with espresso on each layer and get a good espresso flavor.
All right, girl. I'm gonna start the batter and do the vegetable. Do you have the cups, measuring cups?
Yes. The design we're going for is a 3D kitty shopping cart to represent the game and Guy's Grocery Games. We're gonna have Guy beside the kitty cart, and we're putting the food pyramid on top of that, and then the red light special on top of the pyramid.
Sherry, come try this.
What is it, the buttercream?
Yeah, it's the coffee buttercream. More coffee? A little bit more.
So we're making a mocha cake with mocha whipped cream filled with cacao nibs and a cinnamon streusel topping. We're using the mocha extract instead of using the coffee to give it as much coffee and mocha flavor as possible. Perfect. Guy loves coffee. He loves texture. So I'm also layering in cinnamon sugar over the cake. The cinnamon layer adds a little bit of texture, crunchiness, and some more flavor to give the coffee a more pronounced taste.
Okay, I'm gonna grease up the pans for you.
Okay. I think it's go big or go home for us. You wanna just think big, show them that you can really wow them.
So for our design, we are going with our shopping cart as our main focal point. We're going to build off of it, and we're going to put games, the dice game, the red light challenge, and the spin the wheel game. What is it you need?
The espresso powder.
Got it.
Thank you.
So we know that Guy loves coffee and he loves raspberries. To pair that together, we're going to make a dark chocolate cake with a chocolate mousse with fresh raspberries and cocoa nibs filling, and we're going to make espresso flavored Italian meringue buttercream.
Cakes are going in?
Yep. So to make Italian meringue buttercream, with my experience, I have learned that you don't necessarily have to whip your egg whites to a meringue. You can actually add your boiled sugar directly to your egg whites and whip that all together. You're still going to get a nice meringue afterwards. This is perfect.
Bakers, you have 2.5 hours left to make a cake for one heck of a guy.
Cakes are ready.
Our cake smells fantastic.
Sherry, I'm gonna start filling the cakes. For the cacao nib, should I put a lot or just enough for texture?
There's that one.
What goes good with raspberries and coffee? Chocolate.
Looks good.
Okay, Sally, we got the sharpened cut done.
Any big cake needs an armature, so we worked on building the kitty cart with PVC pipe. That way we can get started on stacking and frosting the cake.
Should have went to the gym for this.
I grabbed enough white fondant to cover the whole kitty cart. And then to get the effect of the shopping cart, we put strips of black gum paste and make cross hatches.
And just fix all the details after.
We start working on Guy's body.
So I have this chocolate mold here.
So I fill the skull mold with white chocolate, put it into the blast chiller so we can start molding his face.
It looks good. It's perfect.
So I use Malling chocolate to start on his face and smooth it out and get as many of Guy's features as possible.
Is he gonna stay? His head is tilting back. There's blue everywhere. This is a hot mess.
So as I'm screwing his head on, I realized that, dang, Guy has a giraffe neck. It was way too tall. It's not holding up.
Okay, it's just a neck. Don't worry. I know, but it's not even working. It's okay. It'll be fine.
I just didn't even know what to do at this point. I wanted to give up.
Just chill, Sally.
They're creating a cake to celebrate the 250th episode of Guys Grocery Games.
Andrea, look.
Oh, it's pretty.
Those guys head down, man. They are head down, work.
Well, just take it off and we'll fix that after.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Uh-oh. What's the somber hi?
The measurements of the head didn't fit, so now we're stuck with...
Oh, the head looks great though, you guys. You're
you.
worried about now just getting it on the body.
Yeah, it won't hold.
You actually have a lot of structures in place and are further ahead than you think you are.
Okay, I hope so. I don't think we can use his body anymore, so we have to go with plan B and scrap his whole body and figure out where we're gonna put his head. And then we'll just put his head in here and make him peeking out. Yeah.
And then we'll do the triangle
Instead of putting the triangle up here,
We'll move it down here.
So
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Are you ready? Got it? Yes. I'm so happy that I have my twin with me. She keeps me sane.
Sherry, does that look okay for his head right there?
But that looks good. So I'm glad that she's my partner. But she keeps me insane.
All right.
That's a big piece. It's gonna be a big store. The base of the cake is gonna be Flavortown Market because that's where everything takes place. So I'm gonna start with that. We wanna get this cake layered in base ice as quickly as possible. And then I'm gonna start to conquer it and cover it and fond it. A little bit of brick texture, what do you say?
Yes, it definitely needs brick texture.
It needs to have some texture. It can't just be plain. So we decided to go with a brick impression mat. So I'll just press that into the fondant and take a paddle and kind of push that in even more to give it a brick texture effect.
And then we stack them up.
How does that look?
You need to come toward you some.
All right.
Wow, that is a lot of cake.
Holy cow. We're gonna cut our time clock and the triangles.
Pyramid, the clock, and the wheel. We cut the shape out of rice cereal sheet and then put them together with a good layer of buttercream so the pieces will stay together. And then we put a good layer of buttercream on the outside to smooth it down. That way you don't see the bumps of the treat through the fondant. What do you think?
You're doing all right.
I'm doing really good.
Classes are going on. One of the games we decided to do was the Let It Roll game. And to do that, we needed to create cakes that looked like dice.
Looks yummy. Once the dice are covered in red fondant, we can start adding the elements that go on them.
That's what I call a beautiful cube.
Okay.
Next, I need to focus on getting our red light made. So I get isomalt in the microwave, get that melted down, add the color to it, and get my mold ready. A lot of cake decorators like to use isomalt. It's so versatile.
Oh my gosh! Look at the light.
Oh, that's awesome.
Don't be jealous. Next, to make Guy's face, I'm gonna start by using rice cereal treats as my base, and I'm going to cover it completely in fondant. And then more fondant to create the hair detail, his eyebrows, his eyelids, and so forth. What do you think of Guy's head?
Oh, I think he looks good.
Okay.
It's right here. Here, I'll do this. Go work on the hands. It is added pressure. We know it's for Guy. We have to make sure this cake is over the top and it meets his standards. But in my head, I'm like, no, we got this. Yes, we definitely had to get this finish right now.
Sherry, guess what I found in the art supply section? The red light special.
This is perfect for the cake. Next, I need to start on the vegetables and the canned foods to put on top of the shopping cart. Banana?
Yeah, make a banana.
Good eye, girl.
Got it.
So how should we make Guy's arms? What does he need to be doing? Just like saying like, ta-da! Of course, we can't leave the main element of the cake out, which is Guy. So I'm gonna sculpt Guy's head out of modeling chocolate, and then I'm gonna make his torso out of rice cereal treat. We're gonna cover that in fondant to give him some type of clothing. What do you think? We have to get Guy's sunglasses on his face because that's what he's known for. And also the hair. So the easiest way to get those spikes is just with a little piped buttercream.
I love Guy. Me and my daughter watch him all the time.
So now that our Guy is done, we gotta get started on the different elements that represent different games.
So I start cutting out little tiny fondant details for the color wheel, the pyramid, and the time clock. Look at that, like a well-oiled machine.
So for the dice, I'm gonna cover them in fondant, and when I get that done, she's gonna work on the details on the outside.
One dice down.
Oh my God. Our cake is so delicious, it's just falling apart. I'm getting my cake layers on and my buttercream in between my layers, and I realized that I didn't put my cake boards in between my cake layers to add stability. We don't have time to fix the problem the way that it should be fixed. The cart is such a strong focal point of our cake design. We have to get it done.
30 minutes, bakers, to get those cakes done.
Oh my God, look at, our cake just fell apart. I'm done. I'm done. I am mortified.
I know how you feel, but we're already in it. Who cares?
I care.
But under the circumstances and everything else, we are doing the best that we can.
Having Savannah here has been kind of a relief, helping me through everything.
I'm just gonna laugh so I don't cry too. I say we throw some candy clay in there and at least make the front of it look like it's done.
Savannah suggested that I use modeling chocolate and form that in the place of the cake.
Yeah, just make it look so when you put the panel on.
After that, we had to get fondant on and placed it on the side of the cake.
We're really making lemonade out of lemons, aren't we?
Bakers, you only have 5 minutes left. And don't forget, those cakes have to be on the pedestals.
So here we go.
Yeah.
You're gonna live right here.
Sorry, we have to work really fast. So for the last finishing touches, we need to get pegs on the food pyramid. We decided to use chocolate pretzel sticks, and we want to give it that more realistic look, but at the same time, not too sloppy.
So time is almost up, so we're just trying to power through and get anything on that we can. Just finish it out.
Oh, wow.
Well, she liked her cake.
Yep.
2 minutes, bakers. Finishing touches.
Just hold the top.
Okay.
We'll put this on.
There you go. You're good. Yes? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys are done. You made it. Take a deep breath. Now the clients and the judges will taste your cakes. You can take your creations backstage and we will call you back for judging. Artie and Hunter, you excited? Yeah?
Very.
Very. I can't wait.
All right, first up we have Sally and Sherry, the twins. Come on in, ladies.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, boy. Oh.
Oh my God.
We're not strong.
Like that.
Look at guys. He seems happy as clam in there. All right, ladies, tell the judges all about your cake.
We wanted to do a couple of the games, so we did the kitty cart, and then we also added the food pyramid and the red light special. And for his head, he's jumping out of the cart. We have for you a coffee cake with snickerdoodle cinnamon sugar on top, the mocha whipped cream buttercream, and it's also layered with chocolate-covered cacao nibs for a little bit of crunch and texture.
I love the phrase kid in a candy store, and I feel like when I watch Guy's Grocery Games, Guy is a kid in a grocery store, and I think you've captured his spirit, which is really important here.
You've done such a great job of conveying so many aspects of the show. I think all your produce looks really beautiful too. Everything looks very neat and clean and really readable from far away.
Something like this can be brought to the party. People are gonna look at that and be like, wow, you know, that really represents what the show's about, what we've done. The cart was a great idea.
Thank you.
I think you guys could have taken a little bit more time to go through and finalize the finishing touches. The black lattice work on the cart, I can tell is a little bit messy. The pyramid is tilted, but it just evokes all sorts of emotion and festivity and celebration, which is exactly what this cake should do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tastes delicious. The chocolate-covered cacao nibs added great texture to it. Nice job.
Thank you.
The most successful part of this is those chocolate-covered cacao nibs. Not only do they add a crunch, they add a touch of bitterness.
Yes.
Guy, he likes, I don't know if I call him Guy, it's my dad. My dad, he likes coffee, fruit, and in particular raspberries. But I didn't get as much coffee flavor as I would have liked in there, and I would like to see some sort of berry or fruit, or maybe even a raspberry on top, on the side, you know?
Okay. Did you use espresso?
Yeah, espresso extract.
Okay, maybe if you use actual espresso next time, that would have had more of that coffee flavor that we're all craving.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have Judy and Savannah, mother-daughter team. Come on out, ladies.
Wow.
Oh my.
Oh, it's falling. Oh, geez.
Oh no.
Oh, gosh. Head's too heavy, huh?
Okay.
Get the duct tape.
There.
All right, ladies. Tell us about your cake.
We decided to do a grocery cart, which, as you can see, is fantastic. And then we did some of the games.
We have the dice game and the spin the wheel game, light challenge. We made a dark chocolate cake, and the filling is a chocolate raspberry filling with fresh raspberries and cocoa nibs. And then the buttercream was an Italian meringue espresso buttercream.
I'm so sorry about your cake falling apart there. That's a shame. That said, one of the things that I really love about your cake is how high it is.
You were ambitious, and sometimes that pays off, and sometimes it doesn't.
And to speak to that ambition, there's a few technical aspects here that I just love. You went for the gold with an isomalt light. That's really cool. Going for sugar sculpting like that on top of working with cake, working with fondant, working with buttercream, I love that ambition.
It definitely would have made a statement if we had structurally gotten it right.
Thank you.
Overall, I mean, I would eat this cake again for sure.
Let me demonstrate.
Don't like cake. That raspberry in there is delicious. My dad would love this. This is the cake, this type of cake he would eat right here.
The smart thing about using those fresh raspberries too is they have built-in texture.
I do love that you used fresh fruit and that tang cuts right through. There's a little bit of acid right there.
Yeah.
That's a smart baking trick.
Well, ladies, it feels like a little cake redemption to me, right? And finally, we have Andrea and Shannon. All right, ladies, tell us about your cake.
Well, everybody knows that GGG takes place at the Flavortown Market, so we definitely had to get the market in there. That's where all the action happens. And of course, Guy is there with the 2 dice from the Let It Roll game, and then the pyramid game, and then the food color wheel. Of course, we had to have a time clock because all the games have a time clock, but we wanted to say 250 for the 250th episode.
We made a basic vanilla cake with the white chocolate pieces in to give it the white chocolate flavor. Then we brushed the layers with an espresso syrup and then a raspberry cream cheese frosting.
You guys, you watch Grocery Games. There are so many details here in your cake that are a standout. My favorite part is that you put the clock up there.
Yeah.
And it's very smart to put the 250 up there. I love that you got the spikes in his hair. I mean, really, if there's one thing that's super distinctive about him, it's his hair.
Right.
And I even love the bowling shirt. I mean, that's just great.
There's so much bright color in this. I love the texture on the Flavortown.
I think from the Flavortown up, the cake has everything I would love to see. I think it gets a little sad below Flavortown. It just seems a bit unfinished.
Right.
Well, let's see if the inside lives up to the outside.
I think that you got the coffee. You hit that the hardest, and probably the most successful that I've tasted thus far. I think maybe because that espresso is so strong, I'm not getting the raspberry at all.
The larger problem for me is actually the texture of the cake. Incorporating chocolate into a batter is really difficult because when you actually add whole chocolate pieces, you're adding a lot of fat to a batter. And you fell prey to what happens there, which is the cake gets very, very dense.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be what he would want, right? It needs to hit the coffee, it needs to hit the raspberry, and you need that texture. He needs that crunch a little bit.
So Artie and Hunter, we have a lot to think about.
Oh
Yes,
boy.
we do.
There were so many things that were great.
We got a good presentation, decent cake. Interesting presentation, great cake, and then another good presentation, and then just, I wish the cake turned out better.
Do we have a decision?
I think so, yeah. It's so hard. So hard.
Welcome back, bakers. Guy's Grocery Games is taping its landmark 250th episode, and Guy is throwing a party to celebrate. He sent Artie and Hunter to pick a cake that's worthy of the special occasion. So here's what your clients and the judges thought. Sally and Sherry. Artie and Hunter felt that you captured Guy's spirit with your design. As for the cake, Guy asked for texture, and you really nailed it with that crunch. But your clients felt that it was missing some coffee and raspberry flavor. Judy and Savannah, you hit all 3 flavor elements. This was Artie and Hunter's favorite tasting cake of the day. It was everybody's favorite tasting cake of the day. Unfortunately, it didn't hold up structurally. Andrea and Shannon, you impressed everyone with details, like the clock and Guy's hair. And you managed to include so many of Artie and Hunter's favorite games. But unfortunately, your cake was too dense and it was missing texture. There will be one winning cake, and that cake will be headed immediately over to Flavortown Market for the Big Bash. The team that baked that cake and won $10,000 is the twin Sally and Sherry. Congratulations, ladies, you did it!
We're full of emotions. I just started crying. I'm like, I've never won anything before.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Great job, great job.
Now we're $10,000 richer. Can't believe we did it. And we can buy lots of cats now. Yep, right meow.
Yay! Great job!
Great job. It was beautiful.
We hope this cake meets Guy's standards and just exactly what he's asking for.
Here we go. Where is it, Artie? That's a cake? That's a cake? That's awesome. You have got to be kidding me.
Isn't it amazing?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so they put a bunch of games in it: Kitty Caught, Red Light Special, Food Pyramid, and the cake is a coffee cake with mocha cream and cacao nibs.
Now this is awesome. When I was thinking about what kind of cake we'd have to celebrate our 250th episode, I was thinking that it would be something as whacked out and crazy as we are on the show. Jana, you and the team, you nailed it. Nicely done. Great job.
This cake represented everything we were looking for.
Artie, I think we have found the perfect cake.
Happy 250th! 250 more to go!